What it do, Moody?
What's up? What's up?
What's good? Sorry if we're starting late. That's primarily me because I was jamming the music and I was like, I need to get this song off. I need to get this song off. I need to get this song off. So that's why we're starting late. I'll take the blame for that. But we're here. You got any Percy's?
Yeah, I do. We'll start off on a sad note, but we're gonna get in a better mood. But and it is a Percy, but in more pop cultural things that have happened. Everybody has been covering not just this woman's passings, but there's been a lot of passings. So I call this, the summer of lost legends. And just thinking back to like June-ish time.
Yeah.
Most recently, we just lost Dolly Parton.
R.I.P.
R.I.P. to the legend,
Yeah.
humanitarian legend, which is like the best, most like she's obviously when a legend passes and like when they're like relatively immaculate, you know what I'm saying? Just public record, just a good person on, from every angle.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? No tabloid,
like,
nothing.
Who can hate on Dolly Parton?
Exactly.
Bro?
When you have that kind of relationship, it's like they just run the resume and it's like, man, like what she did and like, with her like Dollyland Foundation and provide
donating books. Apparently I read a fact this week, quote unquote fact. I had to fact check it, but when Whitney Houston's
I Will Always Love You.
I Will Always Love You kind of like took, another hit to like, because her version, Dolly's version, which I found out later in life, I didn't even realize. I thought Whitney fucking wrote that shit. Her song basically, she got monetary value off of that. Yeah. She used all that money for donation.
What a legend.
Yeah, it's like, and she was like, yeah, and she even gives credit to Whitney being like, nah, bro, she got it.
And it's funny because like,
and it's like, bro, like, just the philanthropists and the people's, like that's the real people's champion right there.
Absolutely,
fucking Dolly Parton.
That's a young men's champion.
Yeah.
Yeah,
you could be misogynistic as hell. Like Dolly got a body, even if it was fake. And I was like,
and she
embraced it. Fake body.
Yeah, she embraced it even in old age, joking about it. Like I watched some old clips of her when she came on Conan and stuff, still making obviously jokes about when at that point, like I don't know, in her 60s, obviously. Yeah. But yeah, not just her. Obviously, rest in peace, Dolly.
R.I.P. Dolly.
R.I.P. Dolly.
Crazy. And then. Like I said, we talked about Hayden Panettiere last week.
Exactly. So, yeah, one of our peers bringing her up again. Tim Curry.
Oh, bro. And a lot of people obviously remember him from, like, It and
Rocky Horror Picture
Picture. I got, obviously, for me, Home Alone 2.
Home Alone 2, absolutely. That, too, as well. Our generation right there. And then I did watch Rocky Horror because that's, like, a college film.
I know
like,
it's popular. It's not one of my favorites, but
sure. But it's popular enough that you see it if you've been exposed to film culture. Yeah. One of those. Peter Cullen.
Yeah.
AKA Optimus Prime.
Yeah.
That's where I was just like, we were just listening to part of the game's new album, the documentary 3, and he had a bar about Optimus Prime. I had to
say Would you be okay if they use, like, obviously, like, he has a lot of pre-recorded stuff of like Optimus Prime, like not anything AI. Everything has been recorded by him.
If his family says it's
okay, obviously,
then sure. If it's pre-recorded, sure.
Okay.
Actually, him, sure, yeah. Going back a little bit, but still the summer. Coach Don Nelson, legendary basketball coach.
Yeah, coach.
I know we didn't say anything when it happened.
Another progressive guy, I feel like.
Exactly. He retired in Hawaii and had his farm and was raising he had his own cannabis brand and stuff. He was one of those forward thinkers. Also,
Steven Jackson,
those guys. Yeah.
Love Don Nelson.
He was just like, hey, be smart. Hey,
he was
with it. Like,
coach of the first team to knock off a 1 seed.
Yep, absolutely.
With the Golden State Warriors knocking off the Mavericks.
Being one of the pivotal coaches in
Dirk
Nowitzki's career.
That was Baron Davis and like Monte Ellis.
The We Believe Warriors.
Yeah.
Yep. Excuse me. Take Heat. Going young.
Heat, bro. That's crazy because the Key Glock album came out that weekend.
Yeah.
And all you hear through all the tracks, because that's one of his producers, like, take heat, fuck these niggas up. And I'm like, damn.
And the last one I want to stand a little bit on, which I know we talked about before, but Samuel Monroe Jr. is his name.
Yes.
The guy that you never know his name.
He's a black guy. He's a black all-star.
He's a black all-star.
Shout out to Prim.
Absolutely.
Glad to see you back out of jail.
I said, he's black people's Noel G.
Yeah.
You know Noel G, who's Hector. Just the guy that you can't trust in any movie.
Hector, yeah.
Like he is just the black version of Hector for us. Growing up. Menace to Society.
Yep.
And it's funny because he doesn't even have a name in Menace to Society. That's his film debut.
Oh, word.
And he's just Alana's cousin. Alana cousin
kills
Sharif.
Yeah.
And it flashes back to the end when his grandfather asks him if he cares to live or die. And as he's dying, he decides he does, but he dies. But he's in that. He's the guy who rapes Ebony. Trigger alert. Sorry for that. I should have said that before.
And grape.
Yeah, grape. Yeah, I should have said that. Yeah, but in the Players Club.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Again, I've seen him in plenty of things. I'm like, I know that face. Don't know your name. I gotta look at your filmography, and I'm like, oh yeah, you're in this, you're in that, you're in that, and I'm like, yeah, Black All-Star, man.
And then he made fun of himself and also Don't Be a Menace.
Of course,
played himself effectively again. So it's like all of those things were basically in a row. Yeah, and that was his cultural impact. And the good thing is he did keep getting work also in film after that, like steadily. But rest in peace to him.
R.I.P. all the legends, bro. Y'all will be missed. On a positive note,
exactly.
Something that I've learned this week. Are you familiar with the name Vanessa Baden Kelly?
I wasn't until
you looked at my Percy.
Yeah. I'm aware of the show, obviously.
Yes, obviously, Lanterns, a show that's very popular that's going on right now on HBO. I've only watched the first episode, so we need to watch the second episode. I was trying to watch it before I came over. But no, I opened up Twitter, come across this fact that she is Vanessa Baden Kelly. If you weren't familiar with until you saw the post, I didn't realize. Same girl that was in Kenan and Kel that had a crush on Kel. I think her name was Kyra. She was also in Gullah Gullah Island, which obviously you have close ties to with the Geechee-ness of it and the cultural aspect of it on Nickelodeon. That was a kids Nickelodeon. That was on during the daytime. Great show. She is a writer and executive producer of Lanterns on HBO. And I liked the first episode of Lanterns that we watched. And I was like, okay, this is cool. I love a nice little cliffhanger and everything like that. Now that I know it's ran by a black woman as well, I'm like, I gotta watch it. So I'm really excited to watch episode 2 and see how they progress from the cliffhanger that they left off with on episode 1. But yeah, like shout out to her. I didn't even think I should have known, but I'm glad that she's been able, especially as a black woman, to be able to. Because I looked at her filmography and like the stuff that she worked on afterwards, and like she's been working.
She's been working, yeah.
She's been working. Like she's done a lot of good shit. Right so there. It's like, crazy from like Kenan and Kel and
working your way through the industry.
The little girl that was in it worked herself up into it's like almost like Amanda Seales. It's like I remember Amanda Seales from My Brother and Me.
Yeah.
And to see her just continue to grow, whether it be supporting character or like
Insecure for me,
Insecure, like where she kind of like really kind of like her rebirth.
Yeah.
It's like like I remember you when you was a kid, bro. Like that's crazy.
Yep.
And now you an executive producer, writer on a hit HBO show for a DC product as well. So it's not like some random shit. It's like like this is like some pop culture shit.
Yeah, exactly.
So shout out to her. Something that I learned this week makes me want to watch Lanterns even more. Anything else?
Nah, that's it.
Let's get into this show.
Doors opening. Step back to allow customers to exit.
Cutting through the crowd is a Habesha Hayes. Here are my taxi partners.
And stepping off the South Road, please, Ride Road.
A weekly stroll through the avenue of wrestling.
Follow us here on the YouTube, like, comment, subscribe, follow everything.
Episode 112 of the Wrestling Re-Up Podcast. I typically have my headphones on to block out any kind of balancing issues with the microphone as the intro is playing, but I totally forgot to have that in. But how you doing, Moody? We're at episode 112.
I'm doing well.
We have some fun facts for 112. You already had yours ready from last week.
Yeah, I did. Immediately came to my mind. R&B group 112.
Obviously.
Yep, and I
Peaches
remember
and cream.
that my first twerk when I was 11 years old, going to Peaches and Cream. Absolutely. That is the one.
Peaches and cream.
We do not own the rights to this music.
We're definitely gonna get censored.
Demonetized on this episode. I should have thought earlier we singing copyrighted music. Then we get taken down on this episode, but it's fine. Hey, we gained that viewer. Maybe we should sing.
Shout out to the viewers. Thank you for tuning in.
More relevant on the sports tip, because it is NFL season, or about to be week 1. The best 112th pick.
Yes, yeah, pull some fun facts. Yes,
yeah, that's how you put this. But yeah, I'm on Ross St. Brown, still dominating the league, obviously. A fantasy beast, and just one of the best receivers in the league.
Hopefully, my guy Antonio Williams from Clemson, rookie, we have drafted on my Commanders. He's been projected as a comp as Antonio and Amon-Ra St. Brown, so I'm hoping that turns into the same truth. Other facts about 112. We have more emergency helplines, and I'm glad that we have this. I feel like this is one of our philanthropist things that we do on the podcast. 112. You can dial 112 on any mobile phone in Europe for free, even without a SIM. And that's an EU helpline. European Union. So that's across any one of those countries as part of the European Union. So if you need to know that, you got it. Thank you. What else do we have for 112?
That's the best stuff. I mean, there's always going to be science and elements.
Yeah, there's math numbers. There's a Hashard number. You asked on the wrong person.
No, I think it's like 100.
Once I got into advertising, and I was like, I don't need to know math or science. I was like, I don't need to know this.
You're
this
right.
is not part.
Chemistry is not.
It's not part of my job requirements. So let's get into it. We have a lot of wrestling to get into. We have 2 points on the line between AEW, All In London, and Heatwave, both tomorrow. We are able to watch most of during the daytime of AEW London because that's at 1 o'clock. But yeah, you were gonna say sorry.
Oh no, I was just gonna say maybe because this was a very midweek of wrestling. For the
middle of it, well, no pun intended, but yeah.
Yeah, I mean, to me, I thought it was fine, but as that's what takes the air out of it. But we're gonna chew on the AEW predictions.
As far as the go homes for the pop up shows this weekend, terrible.
Yeah.
Or not terrible, but just supremely mid of mids.
Yeah.
So like, maybe nothing that you needed to watch to pay attention to.
So with that being said, let's talk about Raw and SmackDown first, maybe.
Sure. And then we can flip the script.
Yeah, and then NXT and AEW both were mid as fuck, and both had the pop up shows. Yeah. So we can go directly into the predictions.
We'll start off with the flagship and the boutique. Let's go.
Mm-hmm. So in the flagship, Raw. Where I did agree with you, best thing on the show, I mean, however predictable, but one of the spots on TV of the year, in my opinion, Rey Fenix versus Dragon Lee.
Yeah.
In the semifinal for the spot in the Lucha tournament. Yeah. Which we definitely knew.
Final spot, actually.
Final spot, against his brother.
Eventually find out his brother. Yeah.
But no, this match was amazing. These guys go back to Mexico before we even saw them on American television. So Dragon Lee doing usually this spot would be a suicide dive, but because he's obviously you can just do things when we say, one of the best wrestlers in the world, or categorize them best luchadors in the world. Yeah. These are the reasons why, because there may be as we've talked about before, a WWE guy that could do this spot, but how many can, and how clean is it going to be the way that this fucking went, where Rey Fenix is dazed and sitting pretty upright on the announce table, which I don't know, how far is that distance? At least like 8 feet? From the rope.
8 to 10 feet,
Yeah, from the rope. Obviously, also descending to the announce table, and also doing a delayed cannonball after doing the suicide dive, clearing my feet out of the ropes, and then tucking, and just amazing, like top shelf spot.
It's funny because I saw a clip from the position of the commentary side, pointing towards the ring.
Yeah.
And the ref was out there, like the ref was in between the ropes, and you could see him like literally like opening up the rope.
Yeah, to help
for him to do the suicide dive.
Yeah, I mean it's.
And that's not to say that's for everybody involved to make that spot look as good as it did.
Absolutely. I mean, that's not the first time that we've seen refs like maybe hold a ladder steady. You know what I'm saying? Things like that. Like it's like, yeah, they're supposed to be neutral, but even in their neutrality, they have a brain.
Yeah,
so it's
that's
like
the shoot aspect of it. Like, nah, bro, we're putting on a show, and I don't want you to fucking break your neck.
Yeah, that's what, even in kayfabe, I could believe that.
Yeah,
because I'm like, hey, you still don't want nobody to get hurt. Like you're staying neutral. It's just the ladder's up. You help him.
Yeah.
You making sure it's stable. That's it. But yeah, best thing on the show. The other big thing
I would say, like, honestly, I think the predictability level for me, when I'm watching it, I'm like, at first I was probably like 90, but I was watching the match, made me drop it down to like at least 75. That I thought
that's fine.
Rey Fénix was going to win, but they made me bring it down just from the storytelling in the match. That made me want to like, yo, it wouldn't be out of WWE's nature to pull an upset to be like, no, we're gonna withhold the Penta versus
for a pay-per-view or something.
Rey Fénix match until a later point.
Yeah.
And we'll put Dragon Lee in this situation. It wouldn't have surprised me at that. At the best, though, I said from 90, it dropped me down to 75.
Yeah.
That Rey Fénix was going to win. But the fact that you made me drop down my opinion says something for the match quality that. Did I have this as a primo?
Yeah.
Yeah, I had this as primo. That's why I elevated. Outside of that, it may be in a mid because we got a great match. Obviously, AEW style, great match. You got to do a lot to get over predictability. I think they jumped that hurdle.
Yeah, I mean, you can do that when you're. Like I said, it's not an exaggeration. Some of the best luchadors in the world.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You can. I mean, if you say Rey Fénix is, I'm not arguing with you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So.
Rey Mysterio still has a claim.
Exactly. I mean, he's a living legend. You know what I'm saying? Penta, obviously, the biggest right now as far as being in his relative prime.
You can argue Dominic.
Even Dominic, yeah, he's the AAA champion.
Yeah.
And then you got the hottest thing actually in Mexico, Mystico. You know what I mean? Which be coming up on AEW and stuff. So, yeah, the luchadors are fire everywhere.
Yeah. Shout out to them.
You had it as a primo. I had it as top mid. But Royce Keys and OTM. Taking out everyone in the main event.
Unexpected.
Yeah.
I did not expect it because, again, like, we're watching a main event of, what was it?
I will bring it up. Continue talking about the
but
spot
either way, like, just the unexpectedness of it. And then, again, it would have made sense of just Royce Keys and OTM attacking the Bloodline. But the fact that they attacked Solo and LA Knight as well made me like, oh, like, y'all don't give a fuck at all.
Solo and LA Knight and
Jimmy
Usos. Yeah, versus Usos.
To see the fact that he attacked both with no with no consciousness of it, well, with full consciousness actually, like they knew exactly what they were doing.
Yeah.
That was surprising. And so with him, I think OTM debuting, the manner in which they debuted, and it's funny. How much you would have won a lot of money to say that OTM would have debuted on Raw or on the main show before Jada Parker?
You right about that. That's like, hey, I mean, I mentioned before, I was like, there's some work to be there done with Jada.
And the thing is, it works. I think so far from what we've seen, it works. It looked good. And again, I think if they just attack the Bloodline, mid. The fact that they attacked both, and apparently in his confrontation when he was about to put the steel step to Solo, he told Solo off mic, you didn't help me either when I got attacked by Jacob. So you get these hands too.
Yeah.
You give him rationale. And so it was like, yo, it looked good. I'm curious to see it. And OTM has stepped up the last few months as they've returned in NXT. That I'm like, surprised that you beat Jada Parker in the main roster.
Absolutely. I would have lost that money. We both would have lost
Yeah.
that money. I had Jada. I mean, I still believe Jada's a superstar.
She was the biggest star out of the three of them.
Absolutely. She was. I mean, there was a point where she was carrying the group. For sure. Without
she was the group.
Yeah.
She was Rhea Ripley in the Judgment Day.
I will fill in the gaps here a little bit because I'll be watching AAA. I'm not sure if you saw, like, I think it might have been 2 weeks ago or last week, but on AAA they had Bronco down there.
Yeah.
And he challenged Penta. Penta actually came down to AAA, and because Penta used to be part of Kratos Del Mal.
Okay.
When he was still in AAA, obviously before WWE, him and Daga got history and was trying to get him to rejoin the group basically, and this was him forcing him to join the group. He lost. They turned on him and kicked him out of the group. So with that, it's like, why would you kick him out of the group so fast? And it's like, oh yeah, it makes sense when you're debuting on the very next Raw. So that's.
But also the thing is, if you're watching NXT though, it feels like they were teasing a Brock Lima, what's his face? Lucian Price.
Yeah.
Split.
Yeah. That's the thing. I think
Prince, whatever it is.
Yeah, they tied that storyline up and C minus, I guess. But I mean,
last week we saw them. They
made
lost
a
match, but he asked for a handshake, and there was a bit of hesitancy. That's all I'm saying.
And
that's how I read it.
Oh, they didn't. I thought he hesitated, but he dapped up though.
Yeah. It took him some time. It wasn't immediate. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah,
it wasn't an immediate dap. There was like a pause.
You're right. But that's like you said. This is the most main card time they've gotten in NXT, as far as like them having a main storyline or whatever.
Yeah.
So I mean, however major it was of a storyline or not, it is in my mind.
Kevin Abreu says both of us need a haircut.
Oh yeah. Yeah, my wife braided this one braid for me when I was like on her lap the other day, and I left it. I don't know if that's coming through, but yeah, there it is. Either way,
we should be happy to have this much hair at our age. So.
I need to honestly, like I said, twist it or braid it down some more.
I'm about to get my hair braided and twisted again in a couple days. So but yeah. Hey, again, Raw was definitely the better show between SmackDown.
I had it as a mid because I did like. I like the OTM call up, and yes, I do agree. As you say it is like a different universe because it's not like once you're on Raw, like the people on Raw don't know what's happening on NXT, or like on storyline they don't treat it like that, for the most part.
Yeah.
So with him just bringing 2 new guys, reinforcements or whatever, it's like, all right, cool, but like, I guess it's like my optimism is more as a mid than the debut being a primo. You know what I'm saying? I guess that's kind of how
I think they're high on Royce. I think they're high on Royce. Like, again,
I mean, you have to.
You also have on the Big E. You basically have a Big E replacement.
We talked about it before, where it's like, all right, how big can he be? And obviously, I mean, I know you like take the cap off on people, and you're like, oh yeah, he could be, champion or something. And I'm like, yeah, but you can still, because anything can happen. Obviously, we had Kofi win, and like, Daniel Bryan win. Obviously, those are long-term storytelling, or they make it like it is, but. How much is it a real threat outside of like I can believe like enemy of the week for the title, or more realistically mid-card title if you got reinforcements with you, if you got a faction, you know what I'm saying? I can believe that.
I mean, Royce Keys versus Roman Reigns for the world title, and then you have
that's beef for sure.
The Usos versus OTM.
Yeah.
The numbers work out. Obviously, Roman's works a little bit more in his favor because he has Jacob, but it's like
maybe
you have Solo, but maybe like again that's where Solo works back his term to knock off, come back to the family.
Maybe that's where that's the War Games match. Maybe they're in it.
Yeah, maybe.
And against some form of alliance with somebody.
But that's a big look for Royce Keys.
No,
even if he wants to lose, it's like
because you get an immediate push. Obviously, this is a big push for OTM. So you want them. They look dangerous. You want to keep them looking dangerous for this storyline. You want them to feel like credible threats. So I'm like, even if they're not in War Games, but I'm saying that would be a good spot for them.
Mm-hmm.
And do they win? I would say, yeah, you could keep it going. I mean, War Games is when? I need to look that up.
November.
Okay, well, we can still. Oh no, we got a time, so they can lose that. Yeah. We got another paper.
And we did have a pop-up show.
And they're gonna get some matches on TV.
WrestlePalooza is in December.
Oh, okay, WrestlePalooza is coming back.
Yeah,
okay.
and it's supposed to be. They just announced the location. I think it's Canada. I may be wrong.
All right.
It was announced that WrestlePalooza is happening mid-December, and the John Cena Classic is finally going to happen.
Yeah.
But yeah, those were our two primos, or at least my primo and your mid.
Yeah.
My mid that I had was Obafemi Braun Breaker contract signing.
Bleacher Report gave that an A.
Yeah, because it was a great promo, and I think again the fact that you're allowing. Again, I think Oba's clearly besting Braun in the promo, but I think that's just a credit to Oba being a better promo. But that's not saying Braun is bad.
Yeah.
I think he gets his point across, and like, yeah, he might flub, but it's like, yeah, that's just call it a signerism.
Exactly. I think that's exactly what it is.
You know what
I think
I'm
it's
saying?
just like his character more than him actually like messing up in a shoot way. Like,
yeah.
That's how I believe it. I think he's just like, unhinged more than anything. And I believe like it's more than believable. Obviously, the storyline is simple as it is, and it writes itself. I do like the fact that he brings up I'm the guy you couldn't beat or whatever in NXT, for the title. So
and you're building a storyline that doesn't revolve around a title. It's about like who's the next guy,
exactly.
And it almost feels
who's the best guy.
It feels like Triple H Rockish before they got into the main event scene. It was like, nah, bro, like I'm the next one coming up. I'm the next one. That's how the whole game persona came about.
Yeah.
It is like, nah, I'm the one that's taking the throne, the mantle, the torch.
Yeah.
To be the face of the company.
And we might as well get into our crazy booking just a little bit. Don't want to chew on it too much. But I like when Braun is like, go ahead and sign it for him. For Oba, and we want the 2-man power trip of like hopefully Cody turning
and Paul
heel.
did not sign it. He actually left the contract.
Didn't sign it.
He dropped the contract and left it.
Yeah.
I actually like that as far as like a visual storytelling.
Yeah. Because he could just, obviously Braun is like, it's almost, I feel like a self-fulfilling prophecy where Oba's not upset at this happening because he's like, he sees this sort of like an implosion because, they were already together. So if the greatest manager of all time sees potential in me and wants to manage me if I'm Obafemi, I'm not going to say no to that.
And it makes sense from Paul's perspective. Is like, if y'all both feel like y'all want this spot, why am I going to show any bias? I want y'all to like genuinely
figure it out.
Yeah,
exactly.
To show me who the fucking best is. And so it's like, like Paul has no reason to tell you which direction he leans into.
And Oba's just standing on business. That's all it is, because it's just Braun that has a problem with him.
But if you want to call your shot, like go ahead, call your shot.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. Oba ain't going nowhere.
You clearly feel like he's the one that is next in line to be the face of the company. So it's like, nah, bro, I'm about to knock you off your throne. So by all means, it's a great storyline.
Yeah.
Get to the match, but again, usually I say that, and I'm like, this is a shake. This is low mid.
Yeah.
But again, I think the quality that they're putting out, I'm like, yeah, get to the match, but you're still giving me
this is the best
quality entertainment as far as like, yeah, you done good, you done well to build up the hype for the match.
Yeah. Down to the shakes, I basically agreed with you on this. Penta beating La Parka, obviously, in the Lucha final.
It was
and we got the
obvious, great match, but like again, it's like you knew nothing.
Well, not as good as Ray, and that's why it's in shake. But
again, the Ray would have been low mid if it was a little bit if it
wasn't Dragon Lee. If you swap
not even if it was Dragon Lee. If it was booked more predictably, it would have been low mid. But the fact that throughout the match sequencing, you made me believe that Dragon Lee might be able to pull the upset. Yeah, because like I said, prior to that, it's a 90-10. 95.
Yeah.
5.
Yeah, basically.
That Ray Phoenix is winning this match. But you made me drop it down to maybe like 75%.
Yeah. I think with La Parka, it's just 0% or 1%.
Yeah,
1%.
He's not losing that, bro. Like,
and then the last thing on here is Stephanie getting the win over Roxanne.
Yeah.
I assume there was a beatdown spot probably in that.
I think Becky came out. But again, that was the best of Raw. Raw was the better show out of the main event because the boutique was boutique.
Yeah, it was.
Sorry if that was cheesy, but that shit was whack.
With the exception
You ain't
of one
missed
thing,
nothing.
With the exception of one thing, we got the finale. Finally, this feels definitely the finale. Saquon getting the best of Deion Lennox in this rivalry. With the
That's a
weaponized.
bodega, but yeah.
Yeah, that's next up. Oh, I'm sorry.
I thought we were talking about SmackDown.
You're right. I'm sorry. I did mention that.
You literally said
I
the
did
show
say that.
up.
You're right. That's the next thing on. It's
Yeah.
just muscle memory. I just went to the next thing on Notion.
Let's
But
talk
yeah,
about
down to the
SmackDown
boutique. Yeah, you're right. I got my words mixed up.
before
Thank
we get
you.
to the go homes.
Yeah, absolutely.
But SmackDown,
I
like I
filled this
said,
out.
like I didn't care for it.
Yeah.
I did not care for it. Like, and I hate to say this, I feel like SmackDown is the most inconsequential wrestling show of the week.
I mean,
It's been like that for a few weeks.
I mean, they
It's
do
like it's just like it's low effort.
They're holding their chips right now. You got a whole lot. I mean,
You holding chips for 4 weeks?
I mean, I'm just saying until you're a pay-per-view. I mean, you definitely got the way more stacked roster. I mean, as looking at the main event scene right now, for sure. So, I mean, that's not even counting Cody and Randy, who is obviously main event. You know what I mean? So, like, you got a lot of balls to juggle over there. It is the better show right now, with the exception of.
You think SmackDown's the better show?
Yeah, I mean, they definitely have the better roster for sure.
Just because the better roster doesn't mean you're a better show.
They're holding. Like I said, I believe they're holding serve right now. I think the WWE title spot with CM Punk and everything, and Sammy is absolutely amazing. I'm loving that story. I mean, and granted, it's not like it's far ahead or anything. I'm not saying it's blowing it out of the water, but as far, like I said, I mean, the OTM thing, that doesn't float my boat as much. We just saw that. Like, that's semi-main event because, like, yeah, that is the bloodline you attack, but it ain't the bloodline unless Roman is there. That's the fucking bloodline. That's why I don't have as much faith, necessarily. I believe Ruiz Keys at some point might, in proximity get a shot at Roman, but that ain't yet. But either way, yeah, I just think, yeah, it's a lot of guys to shuffle. But either way, best thing I would agree that this is mid, but just because this is as best as you're going to do without getting physical, I agree with Bleacher Report having just the Randy and Cody promos. I had this written down as Randy calling Cody's mom and wife, the B word. And, good face acting, as much as we give Roman credit, it just made me think of Street Fighter, where I'm like, I wonder what Cody's like. I mean, we've seen his fight face, but I wonder what his guile fight face is going to be. So, and then him wondering if he's just going to be another fuck up like his dad, So, and then just doing like, you're going too far was Randy's reaction. So,
I will agree with you that that segment is probably the best segment on SmackDown.
Yeah.
I will agree with you. It's a mid. For me, it's a low mid.
Mm-hmm.
Standing at the line of shade.
Okay.
Because again, it's kind of to the point where it's
show me
like,
the match.
That's not even showing me the match. I'm like, even for what you guys said, it's like, I know y'all are cool.
So, you don't believe it?
I really don't believe it.
No, you don't believe it now? Like, I mean,
I don't believe it.
Yo, the long term, he took him out with a steel chair.
They went to dinner afterwards. Like, Randy,
man,
Cody,
come on, yo. They got work to do.
We're at dinner afterwards, and just like, ha ha ha, that's funny, right? Blah blah blah, and this, that, and the third.
What about Sammy? What about Sammy
and then
Kevin
on top of that, it's like
Sammy Kevin Elimination Chamber. Come on, so that don't mean nothing.
No,
the ladder match.
No. I think you could build. I just don't feel the animosity. And again, I also feel I'm like, who's the face and who's the heel? And I don't need you to be declarative.
Yeah.
But I don't know who to root for in this situation.
I think
I can understand. Like, I'm wearing an honorary Uso in honor for Sammy this week. But I know Sammy's supposed to be the heel, but I'm rooting for the heel.
Yeah. I mean, in the same.
But Randy and Cody, I'm like, I don't really care. This is just two big names that are fighting.
Well, and
I'm like, okay, cool, but I don't really have a story attachment to it.
Well, that's exactly where I think the story lies, is that it's already written because of their history. They're just leaning on that because it doesn't need to be explained to you that like if you've been
if
watching
I'm supposed
along
to
as
be
us,
50-50, then
but-
maybe I'm missing it.
well,
Like,
no, I think in my mind it's just as simple as obviously, like you said, Cody is John Cena, and Randy is still the apex predator, the Viper. He's listening to the voices and like doing what he's best at. In my mind, I'm rooting for Randy in this case. I mean, that's where I'm at, but he's the heel. He's a more natural heel. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah.
especially in WWE's eye, because we know it ain't gonna be Cody. So you can, and Cody is always like his spot is always to work heel, or he'll do something that's like right on. He'll do the heel spot in the essence of the match, in the essence of the title. But whenever it's always like some other hardcore spot, I think it's a great example when he just did to Randy when he just was returning the favor. He was about to do it, and they pulled the chair out of his hand. They let him like say that he like basically get all the way to that point. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? And that's how they protect him in that way for being a face.
But yeah, honestly, like it's a low mid, and that's the best thing on the show.
Yeah,
which tells you the rest of my perspective on the rest of the show.
Yeah, and the next I had as the mids on scale was JC Jane retaining over Paige, and then Nikki dropping Paige afterwards.
Yeah.
Fine.
Continuation of storyline, sure.
Exactly. The Irresistible Forces getting the win over Chelsea and Tiffany. Chelsea dealing with her injury.
Yeah.
Getting
basically a 1.5 match because Chelsea is so injured.
Yeah.
She had to leave the match and then eventually come back.
Yeah. And got annihilated.
Yeah.
And Nia pinned the champion, so now I could see her being in her rogues gallery too. She has a claim to the title for sure, for sure. Tatum, Paxley getting the win over Michin.
Obviously, debut match on SmackDown.
Yep. Both of the new.
I love Michin, but like you're basically feeder.
Yeah.
I hate to say that, Michin, Mia Yim, if you're watching this, I love you, but don't take anything. But I'm just watching what I see.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I agree with you. And then this was my lowest mid. Was the main event. Was the interruption of the main event, the 3-way of Gunther versus
almost
KO
a Reggie, even though like I should have, because like I'd rather have a decision. I was surprised that Finn came out in the beginning of the show to basically insert himself, because I'm like, you're just a body in this situation.
Yeah.
But
adding a new dynamic, yeah.
I would have loved a decision, but I should have known that Sammy was gonna come out and cause a no contest. I understand from a story perspective. I'm wearing my honorary Rouge shirt.
You're rooting for him, and he caused the Reggie.
I think Sammy. I said almost the Reggie. Yeah, I leave it as a shade. But I think Sammy's in the right. This bullshit from Nick Aldis, and I love Nick Aldis, but like, if you're gonna have a number one contendership match, why is Sammy not in this match? This nigga had a 1-on-1 match for two and a half weeks set up with Finn Balor, and the last second you throw in Gunther and Kevin Owens, and then you interfere to cause the match to lean in a certain wrestler's favor.
And to go back to the origin point,
had to defend his title on Raw when he's not a Raw guy.
Exactly, and I just want to, because just to say it again, I don't know, just to add to your point, absolutely agree. Just to put it on the pod, which is why, fingers crossed, I still believe we're gonna get Nick Aldis versus Adam Pearce match. Hopefully. I hope so. Because I agree with that point, because Nick Aldis lost his temper and had to fight with Gunther, right? So you need the substitute teacher to come in. He takes advantage because there's still that rivalry. They still have shown that rivalry backstage of them wanting to have the better roster and stuff. And yes, it is unfair from Sammy's perspective. Absolutely. However, WWE, TKO, Triple H, whoever the backstage authority.
We gotta get CM Punk in Chicago to win the title at home. It's like
they gave him power, and with that, he's like, "Oh, I'm gonna give me my shot." Like CM Punk is a Raw superstar, and
we're in Chicago.
Yeah, I'm gonna make this moment on Raw, but. I'm sorry, that does deviate from your point, but yeah, that's how I want to put that on the pod.
Like Sammy fucking deserve justice for Sammy. I might even almost make this goddamn segment a goddamn shake. Reggie, it gets out of Reggie because I agree with Sammy. He is being unfairly treated. He's Drew? You mentioned it last week. He's Drew McIntyre. I agree with that. Yeah. But I agree with Drew McIntyre. Like, that's bullshit.
No. And once again, the original off-pod disagreement was, yes, I don't disagree with you. I do disagree with you rooting for Sammy, but only in the sense that you saying, hey, he's doing what he got to do. I'm like, nigga, he's a heel. Like, it shouldn't take that much convincing. That I'm like, you cannot.
He should have been. If he was in the match, that would have never happened.
You would have made it even to make it even more clear. He took out 2.
How was Finn Balor in that match before Sami Zayn?
Hey, whatever. That's that. You got.
How was Finn Balor in that match before Sami Zayn?
Hey, justified and take it up with your boss, but you cannot take that out on WWE officials. That is a more than heel crossing the line thing. 2 of them. And not to mention taking out the entire main event with the title. Like, he's the new Cena heel turn. You know, I'm like, that's heel. So either way, but yeah, I'm enjoying that more than
that's the best thing. That's the second best thing. But like I said, shake for me. Yeah, shake for me because I still would have rather have because I felt like in NXT, we'll get to NXT. We've had back-to-back NXT Championship title defenses that are fatal 4-ways. Are we gonna get a fatal 4-way?
Probably. I could see that.
That sucks.
Yeah.
I'd rather have a one-on-one. We pick whoever. I don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
A one-on-one deserves to be happen for the title.
Yeah. But you can bitch and moan your way.
I'd rather be Sammy, but even if Sammy's there, Kevin Owens is gonna cost him. Finn Balor's gonna cost him.
Because like you said, on your side, Sammy is saying this shit shouldn't be happening without me. So I'm gonna keep doing it. Or unless, I mean, he's going to suspend him next week, I'm sure, probably. Maybe interfere in a match, you know.
Yeah. More reason to keep him out of fucking contender shit. Stuff like that.
Exactly. But, the last thing I had on, I actually had this as shake. That was my lowest mid that I had. But the shake I got was Julia jumping Blake backstage.
Yeah.
In a minute-long interview. And once again, just continuing.
Do you think Julia's gone? Like, from the company. Because apparently, like, you know, the main rumor is around Bailey. The main rumor is around Bailey. But apparently, I think, rumor has it, Bailey has resigned.
Resigned?
Yeah.
Not resigned.
No, resigned.
Okay, cool.
That's rumor. I haven't fact-checked it, but that's just something I saw pop up on social that Bailey has resigned. Re-signed with the WWE.
Okay. Wouldn't surprise me. I mean, she is like, if you talk about categorizing people,
because she put on great matches in AEW, sir. You don't.
The best will be made out of her in WWE.
No offense to AEW, but like as far as like what she's reached in her career, like that's a downward.
Yeah, no, for sure, absolutely. Because I think the whole thing is like, yeah, she'll be a spectacle.
You would be an old head at that point.
Yeah. I mean, she will be most effectively used in WWE. Yeah. Like, we believe she got another 1-2 title reigns in her, at least. You know what I'm saying? It's just where she at right now is why niggas is like, I was saying she gone. You know what I'm saying? Like, and like, she ain't above Becky and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? It's just like, where she slotted, it's like, all right, well, we're going to have to rebuild or like redo this character somewhat. Like, just cause, may not redo it, but it's like, she's at borderline living legend status, same as like Becky and Charlotte and all them. She's the same generation, you know what I'm saying? So we gonna cheer for her regardless, you know what I'm saying? But she needs a fucking shot of adrenaline though, like, and care for sure. You know what I mean? If she gonna get those titles that we talking about, she's gonna be most effectively used, because that's really the question that we're asking, you know, or at least maybe make her. Or multiple Grand Slam, make her fucking win the U.S. title and the Intercontinental title at the same time. Do something like that to make her a big fucking deal. You know what I mean? You're gonna have to do something to make for me to change my mind about her. But good for her though. No, absolutely, because I mean, I'm sure the money. If
rumor has it correct, that's all I'm saying.
Sure, even the money might have been better or whatever. Like, hey, you go where you appreciate, you know, if you're comfortable, that's fine.
Would you be happy if she was a natty?
If she was a natty?
Yeah.
I mean, would I be comfortable?
Like,
Yeah. I would be comfortable.
Knowing Natty's
like,
basically like, yeah, like you're basically
she's a good pair of hands.
You're a trainer. Like, you're gonna go to NXT and you're gonna put over the Kendall Graces and Kalani of the world.
I mean, not to say it's like obviously a given, but it's what she wants. You know what I mean? But like, I think she got another title run in her. I think that would be underselling her personally. She at least got another one.
You're probably the same about Asuka.
She 0-6 at Mania. I'm gonna keep coming back to that, which is insane. Asuka, in my opinion, So, of the women's division.
Anything else from SmackDown?
Nah, that's it. Let's get to this bum ass
Let's
middle of the week.
Let's get into the go homes for both of our pop up shows this weekend, NXT and the coffee shop. Let's add them together in one pot.
Sure.
And what was the highest thing between both the bodega and the coffee shop?
It was the bodega. It was because it is not gonna be on Heatwave. This was the finale of the rivalry, I believe. Saquon and Dion Lennox.
And
weaponized steel
cage match. Yes.
Yeah.
That started off the NXT. Yes.
Yeah, and I do agree with you in that fact that it should have went longer. I think it was 11, 12 minutes, something like
About
that.
15,
Or 15,
at the most, yeah.
But the physicality, everything,
15
I like
commercials.
Oh yeah,
so it's 11.
Yeah, 11, 12, yeah, exactly. They got it over though. Loved all the spots. I love the Saquon, obviously. That's he's my favorite face right now.
Yeah.
In NXT and been pulling for him the entire time in Dark State. Really turning the tide once he finds his old glory, the baseball bat, swinging the momentum in. I really like the fact that he got over the stipulation of the match, finishing it off with just a crossbody, but 20-foot, crossbody off the top of the steel cage. That was the best thing this whole week. And I like to see where Saquon goes from here. Dion can do his thing. Maybe this pushes Saquon North American title division.
Probably. I'd rather him be
there than NXT. NXT is pretty.
I'd rather him be NXT champion, but
sure, me too. But
work your way up, sure.
Yeah, as far as like we see that division is pretty stacked with busy, and with my booking, I mean shit.
Yeah,
that he ain't getting that. So,
I would say this is high mid for me.
Yeah.
Standing at the line of Primo. It almost is Primo because honestly, as much as I love Saquon, I feel like WWE loves Dion Lennox.
Yeah.
Especially being the younger talent that's a little bit more homegrown compared to like Saquon being the indie guy or who has a little bit more tread on his tires. But again, I was surprised that Saquon won this. Honestly, I was genuinely surprised that Saquon won this. Great match.
No Dark State either.
Great physicality. No Dark State, but that was the point of the match as well. I understand crossbody off the top of the cage adds 25%, 20% damage.
That's double damage. At that level,
that's my problem. Because I'm like, a crossbody, if you did a suplex, fine. But like, sure, you don't feel comfortable doing a suplex off the fucking goddamn top of the cage. I don't blame you. That's dangerous as fuck. Crossbody, that's nothing.
I mean,
there's way more physicality in that damage. There is more physicality in the ring with the weapons than a crossbody off the top of the 20-foot cage to get a 3 count.
You at least got to meet me in the middle and say 50% then.
No.
That's all. Yeah, you do. Come on.
I just said
that's the momentum.
If I just said fucking 20, if I said 20 to 25, that's 20 to 25.
Yeah, bruh. Force equals mass times acceleration.
You could have been
gravity to acceleration.
Do a 5-star then, nigga.
Yeah.
Do a 5-star.
Yeah.
Don't do a crossbody off the top rope. Don't mean shit to me, nigga.
It's fine.
That's an elbow. That's a fucking elbow.
Elbow drop.
Elbow drop, or even like when they're standing.
Elbow drop still be finishers.
A standing elbow drop.
The people's elbow.
No, I'm talking about like the wrestler standing. Yeah, the people's elbow too as well. The standing elbow when the wrestler's standing. You just kind of come off the top rope and they're standing and then you hit an elbow drop. Even that, nah, nigga.
A
Fuck outta
crossbody
here.
does. I agree with you on the elbow thing, but either way,
No,
yeah,
but
best
no.
thing across
One
those
of my
two shows.
one of my best things on the show.
And yeah, there was good. Like you said, as far as the physicality of the match, I like the, Saquon ringing Dion's bell, putting the trash can on his head,
Yeah.
and super kicking him, but then trying to set him up. The table's not agreeing with them. 2 tables get broken or like fall apart, setting up for the spot. So it's like, hey, the best things aren't perfect, not perfect ending, even with the crossbody. But yeah, you could have done something a little extra splashy. But yeah, developmental. I'll say that. That's why I say at that level, it can count. But I would say next up. I mean, you filled out. You beat me to AEW. But yeah, next thing I would say is McGinnis beating Kyle O'Reilly. Great match.
Yeah. I have that as high mid for the aspect. You didn't believe. You already knew, but for me, I was surprised that Nigel McGuinness got the win. I thought it was gonna be Kyle O'Reilly. Yeah. And so I think the better match on AEW was Mox and Claudio.
Yeah, I agree with that.
But the predictability
with that, yeah.
of that, I mean, if Claudio beat Mox, primo.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Just like being there.
The match would have been fire, but then Claudio getting the win,
and that's a guaranteed new champion. Yeah.
But yeah, and a guaranteed new champion.
Yeah.
But yeah, I did not expect. I said like last week, I'm like, why isn't Nigel McGuinness facing Jon Moxley and just eliminating him off for it? Yeah. And he won last week, and he won this week. I was like, damn. Again, you brought it up off pod. Yeah, you're in London. He's an English guy. Go ahead, hometown belief.
I think it might be.
And he's gonna lose because Ospreay is the one probably going to win.
Yeah.
But you at least get the belief that maybe he might win, and then you get the heartbreak. And it's like that.
Exactly. And that's why I brought it, like you said, off pod. I semi-believe this might be a semi-retirement match. I mean, however much is wrestlers retired, especially when they're in great shape like Nigel McGuinness.
Yeah.
Because, as I told you before, looking into his history in Ring of Honor, where all his work is, and in Rev Pro and Britain and everything, amazing wrestler. Basically helped build Daniel Bryan also in his career, as the American Dragon and all that stuff. But he's not one of the guys that retired due to injury. He's like I forget Chris Borland, right? That was on the 49ers.
Mm-hmm.
And just retired after like 2 years. Yeah. He's healthy. He just called it early.
Good.
Yeah, exactly. So it's like, I definitely believe, we're not doing predictions yet, but that would be one of the most insane curveballs of all time to have Nigel McGuinness beat Jon Moxley.
And that's not happening.
And as far as like this episode, Claudio Moxley, if Claudio beat him, that would have been fucking amazing, like you said, primo. But it doesn't make sense for him to go against either one of those guys. Whereas you have Moxley, who is just a storyline of a dominant champion, versus Nigel McGuinness, or the Kyle O'Reilly. Like, I've gotten the better of you multiple times.
Nigel McGuinness match?
No,
or the Continental title.
It would be great.
Would be like, oh damn, and then you get Mox to fucking screw Claudio.
See, now you add an extra element though. See, that's the thing. The Continental title is no interference. It's everybody banned from ringside. Okay. That's the thing too.
Well, so it's got to be straight up. Like, you don't even know.
True, but now you're talking about a bigger Death Rider storyline. True, maybe you could always do that. But as far as like, hey, this is all in, the biggest show of the year, their end of the season. Yeah, I mean, this would be a Zack Ryder at the top of the ladder, or Chelsea just now at the top of the ladder. Fucking lesser surprise for Chelsea, I would say, but Zack Ryder, huge surprise. Nigel McGuinness, what the fuck? Like, that'd be like, because I said, dominant champion, boxing. Like, he's been on the tear of like my technician of the year for Alfie's last year.
So but we're officially set for All In.
Yep.
And London, Moxley, McGuinness for the Continental Championship.
Yeah.
Or is it contendership or is it title?
No, it's the title. It's the final. And Moxley is the champion, so he's basically just defending it. Yeah. So if it was,
we'll double check when we get.
I'm pretty sure that's it though.
But
yeah. Moxley's just gonna have a trophy, but that would be a title shot usually.
Yeah.
And that's what. Remember, I asked you last bit. But I was like, why? What is this Continental Cup? Mm-hmm. Because it's always the Continental Classic, and it's a different format.
I thought it was the Continental Contender Cup.
Well, yeah, it is. That's the full name.
Yeah.
But with that being said, just like Okada defended the Continental title through the Continental Classic, I'm pretty sure he just made this up for Nigel McGuinness. That's why I say it's a semi-retirement match. Because
possibly.
That's why it's adding momentum.
Okada is like, is this a Nick Aldis situation?
Yeah, it could be. That's why hugest curveball ever. I mean, Nick Aldis still lost, but I mean, if he won,
no, it's like like you took Gunther to the
absolute limit. Exactly.
To the limit. Yeah.
We're gonna see. He's gonna pull out the Tower of London, his finisher.
They're gonna make you believe that
for
this
sure
dude is about to win this goddamn title.
Yeah.
He's not going to win this title.
No.
Anything? Between Bodega and the coffee shop? What's next? We talked about the weaponized cage match on NXT. We talked about Nigel McGuinness.
Yeah, I mean, honestly,
Riley.
Honestly, the Bodega was super, super weak to me. I mean, outside of the steel cage match, that's why I just let you fill it out.
I have a Reggie.
Yeah, exactly.
I got a Reggie was the Heatwave Summit. This was bullshit.
Yeah.
It started off with a women's promo. We have all the women eventually come out like they typically do and call their shots out. And then all of a sudden we get who? Grayson Waller. And it's like, I appreciate what y'all do, but like, shut the fuck up. Get the men to get involved, and then it's just all hell breaks loose. And this is the way you're gonna end the show on your go home.
Yeah.
I don't care.
I don't care
this
either.
Is terrible. I don't like the way that you took away from the women.
Absolutely.
And I don't even like these summits because it's just niggas just talking to end the show. And it's like, no. And I get it, you don't want to spoil anything, but at the end of the day,
we need something more engaging,
this is bullshit.
Yeah.
This is
like the women's division is super
repetitive. This entire
repetitive.
segment, you can literally, for the last 15 to 20 minutes of NXT, you could turn off. You're good. You didn't miss anything.
Absolutely, I agree. And not to mention, like I said before, like the women's division in NXT is like, I mean, it's far from...
Women's in WWE has been getting a lot of flack for not giving them more screen time.
Yeah, I mean, and I was gonna say it's a far cry from like, what was it, like 3-4 years ago when we were saying the NXT women's division was the best division in wrestling, regardless.
And it probably still is. It's just you don't give them the time.
Yeah, possibly. Yeah, sure. Yeah, you're right about that. We got to see it to believe it. You know what I mean? So, with that being said, I'm gonna continue the terrible segment. With the because this was my Reggie for the coffee shop, was just that this whole episode was the most inconsequential thing because, in my opinion, and it's the go home episode for your biggest show.
Yeah.
And just to run through it, the main event was Swerve beating Jack Perry. Okay, and then we get Maya World and the Brawling Birds getting the win over Persephone and Divine Dominion, and I'm like, okay, we got that title match coming at All In too. Sure, whatever. And another backstage segment of Mercedes and Willow. We hear it All In week, but like, granted,
the only thing I give that a mid because again, like, okay, Willow has a hurt hand, so you're.
I should bump it up. Yeah,
but apparently, like, she legitimately has a hurt hand, and so like, if you didn't know Mercedes was gonna win,
you're protecting her in this sense. Yeah, yeah. Sure she's gonna win.
She's protected.
But that's all I needed because, like I said, I really did not care for NXT at all outside of
both go homes.
Were
mid at best.
Yeah.
Terrible to mid. But let's get into the book wrestling before we get into these predictions.
For sure.
One item in the gallery this week.
What
do we have? I don't know what it is, so I'm really surprised.
Typical WWE history. April. This is August. August 28th, 1988. The first SummerSlam. Just a quick rundown. WWE debuted its brand new pay-per-view event. As we know, the second biggest show of the year, biggest party of the summer, was held in Madison Square Garden. After an injury to the original opponent of Brutus the Barber Beefcake caused by an injury sustained after an attack from Ron Bass, Intercontinental Champion Honky Tonk Man demanded someone to wrestle and didn't care who. The call was answered by the Ultimate Warrior, who dispatched Honky Tonk Man in 31 seconds to win his first ever title in the company and end Hockey Talk's record-setting reign as the longest IC champion of all time. That's the biggest thing. So, yep. Rest in peace to Ultimate Warrior.
We have to do some fact checking, but sure.
What?
Just
the 31 seconds.
No, the rest in peace.
Oh no, he definitely passed. Ultimate Warrior.
Oh yeah. Oh, you talking about Ultimate Warrior? Yeah, obviously he's passed. I'm just saying, like, deserving of it.
I don't. I'll just
being my lips hard over here.
Oh yeah.
Like, you gotta look at this nigga's,
yeah,
personal history. Be like, all right, bro. Like,
yeah.
You don't want to get caught up, but
yep.
That is it for the Book of Wrestling this week. We'll add more like we usually do, but we have a lot to get through because we have pop-up shows. We have 2 points on the line.
And we did our duty with the Champions of the Week.
Yes, we did. Let's start off with the least consequential show.
I agree.
Heatwave.
Yep.
Let me bring up the card. And check
Wikipedia just
to make
see
sure
if there's any more new
yeah,
ones.
added matches. I doubt it, but we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 matches currently listed. I have in the dock. 6. We have Jada and Natty submission match.
Yep.
I'll add that. But let's go into. We'll start that. Who do you got?
This is my just to jump the gun a bit. Champion of the Week. I think you'll like the title for it though. Jada Parker and Natty. I got Jada, although I am confused because I don't think she's debuted as a submission, so that's where I'm like, maybe we got to go back and look. I think she did tap out like Carmen with the sharpshooter, but she don't got a submission of her own because I don't know. I think it'll just be interesting, but I mean, this is what Natty came down here for, so it's like really a question of how much longer is it going? Do they have a street fight already? That's Jada's thing.
Possibly. I feel like
this
is like their. I feel like they're the
third match. That's what I'm saying. That's why I got Jada, but this is definitely Natty's match, and that's why I feel like Jada's got to win it. Finally,
I think Jada.
Point. And like even Natty was saying, like, she came down there literally for Jada, because she saw potential and stuff. So
yeah,
I'm gonna go
Jada as well because I'm like, I feel like this is their third match, and it's like kind of like a Little Vice situation. It's like Little Vice was undefeated in the what you call it match? What Little Vice is?
Oh, the underground match.
Yeah. That it's like, all right, this is Natty has the sharpshooter. We can't name off top of our head what is Jada's submission, and this is where you might introduce something like that for her to like, be like, I can tap you out or I can pin you.
Yeah.
With a hip attack, and it's like, all right, cool. So give it to Jada.
Yeah. I just wonder how she's gonna tap her out, though. That's all.
Boston Crab.
Yeah.
Like John Cena.
Simple Boston Crab. I mean, that shit hurts. Yeah. All right.
Maybe she might get passed down the
sharpshooter. Yeah, she'll just take that from her.
Rock did the sharpshooter.
Yeah,
she's dating a Samoan that is related to a guy that did the sharpshooter.
Mm-hmm.
So just putting it out there in the ether.
Yeah.
Miles Bourne, champion of the North American title versus Jackson
double
Drake.
champ.
Who you got? Does Jackson Drake become a double champ? Is he still champ? No,
the champions are Miles Bourne and Tavion Heights.
So I'm saying, isn't Miles Bourne like?
He's got double duty. Oh, okay. See, that's important.
No, Miles Bourne is double duty. Yeah.
That's Miles Bourne. That's what I'm saying.
He's Jackson Drake though. He's a Vault champion, or did he lose that?
No, he lost that.
Okay.
I don't remember his name, but we've seen him before.
I'm mistaken. Miles Bourne, does he retain, or do we get Jackson Drake as a new champion?
See, I did call. I like the Vanity Project, and I think they're definitely. I called them like the Undisputed Era, but just like baby versions now.
I misread that. Sorry, I skipped over. But go ahead. Sorry, yeah.
So with the North America, it's interesting because I feel like obviously the North American title is more important for him to retain, and I feel like that is, I don't know. Double duty is interesting. That's why I didn't realize that this was
I will
happening.
say this because
I didn't realize
I accidentally misread the card that I listed out here in the Notion doc. I believe the tag team championship match will happen before this North American title match. So if I had to make my double prediction, I'd believe the Vanity Project regains the championship.
And I want to.
And then I think
he retains the North American.
No, I think
Really?
Tavion Heights is tight about how they lost.
Yeah.
The tag team
agree.
championship.
I agree.
That he cost Miles
okay.
Bourne.
Okay.
The North American Championship, and I'm going Jackson Drake.
Okay,
so I'm making
sweep him. Damn.
I'm making double prediction.
Damn, that's fire.
Vanity Project wins the tag team championship.
Oh, okay.
Tavion Heights blames Miles Bourne.
Yeah.
And then he ends up losing. Miles Bourne gets cost the North American title by Tavion
interference.
Heights.
Yeah, I get it. No, absolutely. So I have no problem with that. My thought is just that I would think because they've been building. I mean, he already had his shot against him and he lost, but they have been building this brotherhood or bond that they do have. Like he's still cool with him, being tag team champ. But I do agree in the fact that he'll be tight about it. Just if it's gonna happen tonight, that's where I'm like, dang, so that's where
the other scenario it could be.
I would have Tavion beating him for the title, and granted, we low key just did that where he was working heel ish.
So yeah.
So I agree with your point. I mean, is that just
the other scenario that I have that would work in the inverse would be that the North American Championship match happens first. Miles Bourne retains, is exhausted, and the next match is. Right after that is the tag team match.
Yeah.
And because Miles Bourne is exhausted from running back-to-back matches, he is basically
winded,
loses the match, and Tavion Heights takes off, and so he comes after. So
I mean, it definitely depends.
I'm gonna stick with my predictions. I think the tag team match.
That's a fire prediction.
And then I'm going that Miles Bourne costs him that match.
It's funny because that's not that crazy of a swing. But I just the thought of them getting all the gold is fire.
Damn, I can myself. Sorry, I'm gonna split it.
I'm going Vanity and Miles Bourne. I'm gonna go Vanity Project will win and Miles Bourne retaining.
I'm gonna go that as well. Sorry.
No, that's great booking. I mean, I just think it's gonna. I think Tavion. The question, like I said, it's the question of.
Which match happens first?
Do you think it's just a retread? Because, like I said, we just got that. Can it be better the second go you give it? You know what I'm saying? So they've been giving him this push. The Great Heights. I forget what his finisher is called, but either way, I would have if somebody's gonna beat him for it right now. That's because he's in the immediate vicinity. Obviously, long-term, mid-term storytelling. I would have. Tavion, he's number one in the power rankings for me to do that, but that's why I got it.
Yeah, I flipped it. Instead of Vanity Project and Jackson Drake, I'm going Vanity Project and Miles Bourne as you as well.
Yep.
I think the tag team match happens first. They retain. No, they
lose.
No, I think the North American Championship match happens first. Miles Bourne retains. He's exhausted. He ends up costing. His exhaustion ends up costing Miles Bourne and Tavion Heights title, and then you get a turn and eventually a rivalry for the North American title.
What's great about it is that I feel like it has been established in some kayfabe. I mean, don't quote me on exactly where, but I feel like it definitely has happened on some wrestling program where if you have a double champion situation pay-per-view, you give them that champion's advantage of choosing which match you want to have first.
But it's also very rare that they would happen consecutively. One match would start the show, and then the other match will be later in the show.
Yeah.
I'm predicting that these matches are happening consecutively.
And then with that being said, if you have that moment of Robert Stone being which one do you want to defend first? And obviously Tavion, his tag team partner, is right there. You're immediately telling me what's your priority. And you don't care about, you said, you don't care about this tag team as much as you care about your individual shit. So either way, it's going to cause friction. Next up, the unification match for both the NXT Women's North American title and the Speed title, which now is a three-way match.
Yeah, this was a mid on NXT for me because I was like, we had a contendership match between Callie Armstrong and Zarya, and Callie Armstrong ended up getting the surprise win, which now made this a triple threat. And I think prior to the match being a triple threat, when it was originally Ren Sinclair versus Zarya, I'm like, there's
Zarya's
no
just winning.
Ren Sinclair is winning this title,
No.
and we're about to have a unified match. Now I'm like, I would not be surprised if Ren Sinclair pulled the upset.
Yeah.
I would not be surprised if Zarya still ended up unifying it. I would not be surprised if if Callie Armstrong ended up winning the title and unifying it. So right now it's genuinely almost a 30-30-30, 33-30-30-30.
What? That's crazy. Okay. Because like you said, I mean, I agree with your point that it was 90 to 10%. Like there was not a chance she was going to win that, right? It would have been a great moment for her if she did, like Ren, but no, Zarya's winning that. Adding Callie, I agree. I would say that gives Ren I'd say that gives Ren 30 or
20. It's either between Callie and Zarya.
I got Ren over Callie.
Okay.
But Zarya, it's tough. We're making our predictions right now. But yeah, man, this would be a great moment for Ren. Zarya's been dominant. How much longer? That's why I asked before off pod. I was like, how long has Sol Ruka been on the main roster? Because I'm like, maybe it's another call-up situation. But I don't know. There has been no rumor of this.
No.
This is just me thinking.
I'm gonna pull the upset, and I'm gonna go Ren. I think what's gonna happen is we're gonna have a feud between Zarya and Callie to be number one contenders against Ren. Mm-hmm. And in the meantime, Ren is going to be a fighting champion trying to prove her worth.
Yeah.
And that I love this for like Kendall is not just a better one, and like it's like Ren can actually boogie, but she's gonna be put through the gauntlet. It's like I wouldn't be surprised if Ren had an open challenge just to prove her worth as a champion. I'm gonna go Ren, pulling the upset and becoming unified North American champion.
I don't think that this might be one of the most consequential like NXT pay-per-views of the year as I'm looking at it in my mind.
Yeah.
I mean, we're doing predictions, and like I said, it is hard. And I would think power ranking, like I said, Zarya is the dominant champion, whatever. That's why I'm thinking like 50% her, 30, 35 Ren, and 15 Callie. Like you still got some time. And I don't mean out of kayfabe. I mean in kayfabe. You got some more time. Which is why I agree with you. And I think I was looking further on the card because in the next match, I'm like, this would be a great look for the Ren QCC. You know what I'm saying? So I got Ren also winning this match, and I think this will be the big happy moment of the entire show.
I believe that as well.
Next up, once again, Ren QCC, Kendall Gray versus Kaylani Jordan. Kaylani, the relative vet, especially considering on the NXT roster. I don't think it's happening.
It's not happening.
I don't think it's happening. I got Kendall Gray.
I want this so much for Kaylani, but it's not happening.
I got Kendall Gray.
I hate to say that, but like, I wish. Like, do you think Kaylani wins the title
before she gets called up?
Yeah.
Yeah, sure. I mean, she's been here. I mean, it is relatively silly for me to ask, I guess, like I just brought up Zarya as a call-up because obviously Kaylani's been there longer. But, like, yeah, with no rumor of it, I guess I was thinking Zarya because they have a built-in story. But then again, once you're on the main roster, they pretty much go away from that because none of that shit matters. So, but yeah, she would be next up. But she's got a title right now. She's already did the North America, or did she do North? She's the first North American champion and the TNA title. So she would be like the WWE world, like mid-card Grand Slam.
Yeah.
If she's able, with the exception of or singles Grand Slam. I believe that for her. For sure.
I hope so, but it's not.
I hope so.
It's not happening tomorrow.
No, it's not. And then the main event.
You've been calling this for at least a couple weeks.
Yeah.
That this is basically Money in the Bank for Zula.
Zilla. I mean, granted, yeah, I'm calling my shot right now. I mean, however ridiculous it is, I don't know. But and obviously WWE is not gonna follow my booking. But in the sense of like I was just saying how like it feels like right when Grayson Waller and Cruz Montana show up, I'm like, okay, now I feel like we got a solid roster. And then it's like I feel like it's the, we grew up. I guess this would be a champion of the week. This is the Emerald. Bam! Just throw some extra shit in there. Zilla is the Bam. You know what I'm saying? Where not just on NXT, but this could be a Bam for like, an immediate, like I said, I mean, that's just my booking. I mean, he could obviously, more than likely, he'll just stay on NXT and just do his thing. But if that's the case, that obviously brings his percentage down. But I don't care. New shiny toy. Tony D'Angelo ain't got nothing to prove. He's done everything now too. Not in the longest reigning North American. He was longest reigning North American. I'm pretty sure he was a tag team champion at some point in the family. So another one of those guys that's paid his dues.
He definitely held the cup.
Oh yeah, that's right. He put over. They unified that. I'm pretty sure with that title. I think. Yeah, I love that. I forget what it was called, but that cup. It's great to have a championship that ain't a title, as I said, but whatever. And it was really Heritage Cup. That's what it was called. Yeah. Him and Charlie Dempsey made that shit, bro. That shit was fire. But yeah, I got Zilla too. The other contenders, Grayson Waller. I see what you mean. If it's another Fatal 4-Way, this would suck. That's a repetitive and kind of lazy as fuck. For WWE as a whole.
This is back-to-back Tony D'Angelo defenses in a Fatal 4-Way.
Yeah. Yeah. Is he going to come out again? I mean...
I'm going to have to go with Tony D.
Tony D's just going to... Yeah.
Because I think, like, yes, this is Zilla's debut. Everything is leading to him
Nepo baby
winning this title.
Is it? I mean, he's just highly touted. He's a highly touted scout from a famous family.
I think WWE goes with Zilla, Cruz Montana.
Yeah.
Rivalry.
No, that's fire, yeah.
And then you end up with Grayson Waller being the first contender
for Tony D.
One-on-one. And then whoever comes out between Zilla and Cruz ends up being the second.
All right, we'll see how long. We know.
So I'm going Tony D retention, and we have a split on a heat wave.
Yeah,
so
we know
points will be decided for this.
Yeah, we know we don't have. I mean, there is betting odds, but I mean, WWE isn't real betting. But I would say, I definitely wouldn't have Zilla as the favorite. All the momentum is on his side, but like, even just by history of like, they're gonna set betting odds off of Fatal 4-Way matches, retentions for the most part.
The champion.
Yeah, retentions. But yeah, I know I'm calling my shot with this, but I think it might be, Tony D is like 45, 30% Zilla. Grayson Waller and him like 10.
Yeah.
Because Cruz just got here, but like, yeah, he's gonna shine in NXT.
All right.
So regardless, I don't got Cruz winning, but even like you said, just giving it whatever the rivalry that Cruz has, I'm sure I'll be engaged in it.
I think we get Zilla and Cruz.
Yeah, no, that'd be fire for sure. They both street guys and stuff.
That is it for Heatwave. We have a split, so points will be given between that show. Let's get into the WrestleMania of AEW.
Yeah.
AEW All in London. We have, at least the last time I updated this deck on Notion, we have at least 9 matches. I'll double check to see what if I'm missing anything. We obviously have a pre-show match. We're not counting.
No, not counting
am I missing anything here? Nope, I'm not. Outside of just updating the Continental match. But let's start it off. The multi-trios match for the AEW World Trios title. Hangman Brodito versus, has the contenders been labeled?
Yeah, versus Swerve and TBA.
Was that listed as a match?
But you got it on the Notion doc.
Yeah, I wrote this earlier in the week. I think they might have updated the section, but
I don't see it.
Oh,
wow. Okay. Never mind. That one will not be on there then.
It will not be on there, but so take that off. That's unfortunate. Again, this is what happens when you like. This is what hurts about AEW, where I'm like the card is not set until Saturday night, and it's like, what are we doing
Oh,
here?
I see the Wikipedia page. It is pre-show. Hangman and Bandito versus Bang Bang Gang versus Conglomeration versus Death Riders versus The Demand versus the Dogs. Wow. That's why it's on. What happened with the New Day? Maybe it's not the New Day.
You never know.
Yeah, you never know, but
we'll watch it. It's at 1:00, so we'll have time to watch it in live. But.
Yeah, but that's interesting because like we're having that we were set up for Swerve and reinforcements, right? Wasn't that the?
That's what it
I
felt
thought
like.
That was the call.
That's what it felt like. But again, like they don't want to be too They don't want to be too heavy-handed with it.
Yeah,
so like,
yeah. Maybe that's just what it is. But
well, again, we have 8 matches then. Again, let's hit AEW World Title tag team matches. Cope and Cage versus the Young Bucks. This is almost a 50-50.
It is, honestly. Maybe New Day called their spot here. And they're like you said, we don't want to be trios guys. Interfere in the match.
Granted, who are they costing?
That's interesting because that's good. Because
the thing is the Bucks.
See, I would want to see the Bucks.
Because you want to prove that you're the best tag
better
team.
Than them specifically.
And it's like Cope and Cage has more history.
Yeah.
And it's like, nah, we're better than y'all.
I would want Bucks versus New Day first. Like that, trilogy of matches that we got to get to see who's the contender or whatever. FTR is still waiting in the wings. They.
But if you're AEW, would you want to promote 2 WWE tag teams, or it's like, no? Young Bucks are homegrown, and we are the better.
Maybe because they could be faces or heels. I mean, that's a heel spot if they cost them. Maybe once again they finish clean because my initial thought is Young Bucks are winning, and they'll be 4-time champions, and not retiring. Cope and Cage, but.
It's the start of their retirement.
Exactly.
Again, like I feel like if the New Day cost Cope and Cage the titles, and then they basically go on a number 1 contenders, match sequence to determine who faces the Young Bucks. It's like if the New Day obviously would win that, you're basically retiring Cope and Cage at that point.
Yeah, because I can see. I mean,
I'm gonna go based off that. I'm going Young Bucks.
I'm going Young Bucks also, but I'm thinking even clean. I can see the spot of Young Bucks winning, Cope and Cage.
Clean. I see this as Cope and Cage easy.
Maybe, but either way, because we know Christian is such an asshole. Like he has visceral reactions when he has to respect people, but Edge is Cope is the nice guy. Mm-hmm. I can see them losing the titles and Cope shaking their hands and then reluctantly, eventually he will. And at the top of the ramp, we get the debut. I can see that also.
Yeah. So
whether they cost them or not, I will say, even taking them out of the trios match, it does not take away the thought of them debuting. In my mind, I still believe that they'll debut. Because we're just, semi-booking it now. But yeah, I'm going Young Bucks. I just think... Whether dirty or clean, I got Young Bucks winning. I mean, I don't.
If it's a clean match, I lean more to to Cope and Cage, but I think there's going to be a New Day interference that starts the retirement tour of Cope and Cage as a tag team.
Because my thought is, all right, who else is Cope and Cage going to wrestle? They already wrestled the Dogs. They wrestled
FTR. They wrestled the Young Bucks.
Yeah, and now this is their blow off with Young Bucks. Young Bucks haven't held the title since before FTR.
They lost their executive powers.
Yeah, exactly. Who's the other tag teams and AEW?
Rodito.
Yeah, true. They were a tag team.
The Dogs.
Yeah. They said they wrestled the Dogs already.
Yeah.
On a pay-per-view, I forget which one that was. Or I think it might have been a Grand Slam or something when they beat them, or something like that.
Death Riders.
But the Death Riders are a faction where it's any
multiple.
Yeah, exactly. It doesn't really matter. So it's all right, whatever. As far as the biggest thing you can do, and if we are calling a Cope and Cage retirement, this would be the way to do it. So
Men's Casino Gauntlet for a future AEW World
Interesting.
Championship match. We already know Andrade and MJF are starting 1 and 2 respectively.
Is this too
We
obvious?
also get Tommaso Ciampa, Mark Davis, and Chris Jericho, and then participants to be announced. So, do you have somebody from the field unannounced that you might project, or are you going with one of the 4?
No, I'm thinking. That's why I'm at. I was like, this is too obvious with MJF because this is kind of his match. You know what I'm saying? I mean, or not this one, but the Dynamite Diamond Ring is. But he stay like using that ring, and like I do want to say Andrade because this is like low key. I mean, it's not the title match because he never got it. Don Callis. I mean, we went through that whole storyline and shit, but like that started with MJF, wanting that title shot with him, and even having to back him up and stuff. So I want Andrade to beat MJF, but with that being said, what's more likely, Andrade actually winning the whole thing, or MJF winning the whole?
Andrade's got a title. He's good.
Exactly.
He's got a title. He's good.
Exactly.
My possible.
Oh, you got somebody. Okay.
I want to go Bobby Lashley.
Okay.
I can't think of any surprise return that would be able to pull this off top of the head.
Yeah.
That if I was to say anybody is like possibly Bobby Lashley, but I do think like if you're gonna have MJF on there with the Triple B title, talking about he's the real champion, it's interesting to see in a segment between who's AEW World Champion right now. I'm blanking.
Kenny Omega.
Kenny or Will Ospreay, talking about Kenny or Will has their the actual AEW World Championship, and then MJF has the Triple B World Championship up, talking about like I'm the real champion, and then you have a match talking about like who's the real champion.
Yeah.
You lean me towards MJF.
That's why
I'm gonna go.
That's why I asked, is it too obvious?
I'm gonna go, but my upset or my surprise pick would be Bobby.
Yeah.
But I'm going to go with MJF on official.
I feel like it's too obvious. So I mean, granted, I did misspeak in saying that this was his match. I meant the Dynamite Battle Royale or Dynamite. I forget which match that is, but when he wins that, when that's on the line.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm going MJF. Continental Challenge Cup final. Moxley versus
Nigel McGuinness.
Yeah.
We talked about this when we talked about Dynamite and Nigel McGuinness advancing to the finals of this Continental Challenge Cup. Yeah, go ahead, Mox. Yeah, that's easy. Like, it's gonna be a great match, but I would equate this as an unofficial retirement match for Nigel McGuinness.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too. Hometown fever is never gonna get bigger than this. He's never gonna get a bigger crowd than this to wrestle again in front of, as good as he feels. So
AEW Women's World Tag Team Championship match. Divine Dominion, Lena Cross and Megan Bain.
This is the point where I was like,
the Brawling Birds.
I don't think it is, but I was like, is this too heavy-handed of Brits winning? But I do got the Brawling Birds winning. They haven't been champions yet, I don't believe. Let me look that up, actually. Because it might have been Divine Dominion that beat them. Watch me be forgetting. Brawling Birds. AEW.
Are they Brits?
Yeah.
I was wondering.
Alex
And Jamie Hayter?
Yeah, they're both. And Jamie Hayter. They're both Brits.
Yeah. England and then Jamie Hayter. England. Okay. Yeah, that's
right,
knowing that now, that adds a little bit of intrigue to the match.
That's what, yeah, because I'm like, you got so many Brits. We got 3 different. That's the only reason. Because I'm like, with this being said, I would have it them winning, but at some point, like we say, like Tony's got to is he gonna extend Ospreay? Like, I know you've been calling for Moxley to screw fucking Ospreay in this title shot. So if that's the case, then it's like, okay, are the Brawling Birds winning, or are they losing here?
I think Ospreay's winning. I think it's whether Ospreay's doing it as a heel or as a face.
Oh yeah, true. Yeah, but I mean, in your original prediction though, there's still 5% prediction of that. So I'm gonna still go Brawling Birds. It is kind of heavy-handed, but sure, you're in London and you need to sell tickets. You know what I'm saying? So like, put on for the city as much as you can, and real wrestling fans. You know what I'm saying? So like, And granted, Divine Dominion, they're both it's not like they're I mean, even AEW Tony struggle with the women's booking too, especially when it comes to the tag team division. Obviously, it's more moving parts and you need more healthy people. But with them being just like steady handed and dominating, it's like, okay, we've seen this rivalry building up and stuff like this. This is the time to pull the trigger. I wouldn't be mad if he didn't, but yeah, I'm just gonna go hometown. Like, they will go, but like I know, WWE wrestling brain is like hometown means you loses, right? But,
yeah.
So that's why I brought it up because there is that aspect of it.
I'm gonna go with the split here, and I'm gonna go to Divine Minion because I do think that the relationship. You don't call them a faction. I think they're a faction. Mercedes and Divine Dominion all holding titles. I think fits aesthetically.
Yeah.
That
No,
you get the belief, but I think
you're right about that.
The big payoff is Ospreay winning. That makes up for Nigel McGuinness not winning. That makes up for Brawling Burrs not winning. That makes up. That makes it up for it. And again, the aesthetic of what I'm projecting: Mercedes winning the AEW Women's World Championship, with the Divine Minion also holding gold, just establishes them as a credible threat within the women's division.
Maybe then we get our faction. But I'll die on that hill because, like I said, that's my like wrestling, nitpick. I know as a fan. But
so that's our first split on the show.
Yeah, but I feel comfortable picking Brawling Birds, though. I do believe that it is, like you said, a 50-50. I do that because of that hometown, and I'm like, it's so heavy Brit. And I even agree that even Ospreay just winning, he could win as a face. And like I said before, I'm meeting you halfway and be like, Moxley pressures him into it, kill Kenny. You know what I'm saying? So that's definitely happening. At least Ospreay winning. Ooh, excuse me.
Bless you.
Thank you.
Falls Count Anywhere match for the AEW TNT Championship. Kevin Knight defends his title versus Darby Allin.
Yeah, this is a lot of title changes I got. Because would this be Darby winning?
It feels like it's Darby winning.
Yeah, so I got.
But like Kevin Knight just won it. But again, like if you're trying to like add to the character of Kevin Knight, for him to beat Darby within a match type that you think favors Darby, gives more credibility to Kevin Knight being like, I'm not just
one of the
top flying dude, but I'm like I can, destroy you in a physical type of match. So I kind of want to go Kevin Knight, but do you say something that might convince me otherwise?
It's funny because like I don't have much to say to convince you because I think it's another thing that's like maybe not overcooked, but like I wouldn't say it's get to the match already, but it did end on some cheesy shit. Especially considering
I didn't like that last week.
And then on top of that, we got nothing this week. So that's where
it leans Darby.
Exactly. That's the only thing that I have for you is that like going into it, Kevin had the momentum. And obviously Darby fucking AEW original, all that good stuff, I mean, and it still works for him. I mean, Don Callis family is like I agree it could establish him more so as a heel, but I don't know. That's why I'm like, man, this is a lot of title changes. I'm booking like I got like 6 title changes on this motherfucker for real. Right now, my instinct is Darby. Right now,
I think it's Darby as well, especially because you mentioned Don Callis family, and we have an international championship match between Kyle Fletcher, Takeshita, and Kazuchika Okada.
Yeah,
I feel like there might be implications between Kevin Knight in this match, possibly retaining his title or not retaining his title, and the implications of what happens in that match. That I almost feel like, again, the last thing we saw with Darby was getting pyroed to death and then coast to coast.
Yeah, taken
out. That we haven't seen him like again this week. So it's like it almost leans to Darby. I'm gonna go Darby because again, you might have bigger plans for Kevin Knight, where I could see. Let's talk about it next, but the international championship match, like I said, Takeshita and Okada trying to take it off of Kyle Fletcher Two Downcast family members that have been beefing. One former Downcast member that is beefing specifically. Well, he has had beef with both.
Yeah.
I would not be surprised if Takeshita won, and you basically have three people, including Kevin Knight, trying to take that title.
You read my mind because he's the only face out of all of them. Exactly. That's exactly my prediction.
Takeshita.
You read my mind. Two-time international champion Takeshita. One of my favorite baby boys. You know how Rich Eisen has his adopted sons?
Yeah.
I mean, we're the same age. My adopted brother, I'll say that.
Takeshita is my Seth Rollins of AEW.
So for sure. That's a dream match right there, for sure. Prior to Seth knee injury, legit.
AEW Women's World Championship match. Willow defending her title with a broken hand.
A lot of title changes.
With a broken hand to Mercedes Moné. We've been saying it for weeks. Mercedes gets her title.
Mercedes.
You might be getting. Maybe she gets cost by Tony, a returning Tony.
I was thinking about. I mean, because
but apparently Tony, we said early in the year, Tony is apparently supposed to be out for the entire year.
Yeah, and
it doesn't mean she can't cost her. She can't cost her the match and not have a match until January.
Yeah, true. I mean, we've had like the best of the best like characters. Like we've had CM Punk and Drew McIntyre carry a rivalry on mic with injury for 3 months.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying. So like. Or however long it was. So
it was pretty long.
It was pretty long. So maybe this is obviously a huge. You got Worlds, and that's the end of that would be 3 months from now. So
January,
that's a season. Yeah. So or World's End would be that's the end of the year. So that's always the 30th.
It's like December 31st.
Yeah.
January 1st. Like
that's a big one though. Yeah. So like maybe you can stretch it out, just character work all the way until then. You know.
Yeah, they both can do it.
Absolutely.
But I'm gonna go Mercedes for the obvious though.
Me too.
And finally, we've debated about this for weeks.
I can't wait to type this in. I don't think
Kenny Omega versus Will Ospreay in London, hometown hero for the AEW World Championship. I think we're both going Ospreay. We are both going Ospreay. But it's more of just how does he do it? Does he do it as a face or does he do it as a heel?
I mean, it's interesting because he is a face going into this match. So regardless, the reaction will be face when he wins. That doesn't mean that you can't work.
He might do some heel shit.
Character, like you're still telling the story of a match between two characters. So it doesn't mean that you're not gonna necessarily work heel like I say with Cody, like where he's a face, but like
if he wins the match clean, but then Moxie comes out and tells him to put the bag on Kenny. Yeah. Is he still a face?
No, he's a heel. That's a sour note at that point. And then you have to stamp it. I mean, I also need a stamp. I need a verbal confirmation too. But Dynamite, you know what I'm saying? Next Dynamite, I just need a verbal confirmation because yada, yada, it doesn't really matter. Yeah. Why? At that point, you already killed Kenny Omega, so.
I think there's an Austin. I think there's an Austin Rock WrestleMania 17 situation where it's like, he wants to win this title by any means necessary. And he's going to
for the last
to leaning to what Mox has been telling him for a month. He needs to go into a dark place to get the thing that he needs the most. I'm gonna do what I need to do to get this title.
I mean, not for nothing. To add to your point, like just to make a parallel, he's like low-key. We talk about long-term storytelling. He's low-key Cody. You know what I'm saying? Let alone top of the card, but like. Obviously put in work, great rivalry with MJF, winning, the international title. I mean, dynamic matches all the fucking time, doesn't really matter. Being screwed out of shots and finally getting his shot, and obviously this being what he's been saying for like the whole 2 years that he's been here. And more recently, the last like 4 months or so, whatever it's been. I think it is an obvious thing, but like because of that, you got to give us the extra twist, you know what I'm saying? So it's either got to be character or, like you said, maybe heel turn during the match, and it's like, chair shots to the fucking head, like he's gonna bring back on AEW will do it. So
I've asked for it.
Exactly.
Like, be safe with it. Somehow be safe with it. But I'm here for the unprotected chair shots.
So but yeah, that's what I got for sure. I mean, either way, there will be points in both of these shows.
Yeah. We're split at least on one match. So
in each show.
Hopefully, I can make a comeback and add a couple points
right here.
because I've been slacking. But again, compared to the first season where I was like really going off my personal bias, I'm like, nah. Like this one, I'm like, nah. If I lose, I lose. I'm happy with it. Like. I'm not taking chances to win points here. I'm literally going on like where I genuinely believe.
I mean, you're right, because if I was to change anyone, it would be Divine Dominion, or honestly, Okada. I would pick Okada to win just because he's such a good douche with the title, and I think
I'd feel Kyle Fletcher would retain.
Yeah.
Mm. And then you get Okada.
Obviously the gauntlet is many guys because there's TBA. So I mean, we both got MJF for that. That could be anybody. So
yeah. Again, Bobby is my outside looking in prediction, but I agree with you, MJF, on that.
Eddie Kingston is too far out. He's on Ring of Honor and shit.
Jay White.
Jay White. There you go.
Yeah.
Jay White and the Bang Bang Gang. They've been on the comeback. So yeah, that's one. He'll be in that match probably.
That is it for the pop-up show predictions.
For sure.
Champions of the week. I have 2.
And I got 2 also. We did our homework.
Yes, we did. We haven't had 2 each in a while. My first one is pretty simple. I sent this to you in the socials. Mm-hmm. This has been trending on social media. Shout out to Hang 'em High on Twitter and Scooty Wop for his single that came out 2 years ago called Spin Back. Hang 'em High, social media user on Twitter, made a video that went viral of Solo and his pews and ducking Jey Uso's gunshots bang with the song by Scooty Wop called Spin Back that is just super fire that I give this the Cat Williams from American Hustle. That's my shit.
He was talking about Hustling by Rick Ross.
Yeah, I know exactly because it's so good. It's so good. Every time I come across it on social media, I'm like, I gotta listen to this whole thing. And he put out a whole video of it because the first started with like a small clip, and now it's like I basically made a 2-minute version of this song mixed with Solo Sikoa just being the entertaining gentleman that he is. Mm-hmm. So shout out to them. You're my champions of the week.
Yep. To go back and forth, both of mine are and news. Leo, just a gift, and Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
Yeah.
With just the Jada Parker and Natty promo.
Yeah.
When this rivalry started, when we knew that Natty first got physical with Jada, I was like, this is gonna be a submission match, ending to this. And that's why I think it's funny that I'm like, I still don't know what her submission is going to be, but this is the third match. Yeah. I was like, that's how it's going to end. I feel like we did have that street fight already, but this is how Jada's got to prove herself.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, hey, I called it.
Introduce a new element to Jada.
So that was my first champion. Your second one.
My second champion of the week is, I'm blanking on it right now. I had it in my head.
Paul Rudd. Paul Rudd. Look at us.
Yes, the Paul Rudd.
This is a great one.
Look at us. Who would have thought? Not me. Title to
from Hot Ones. Yeah.
14-year-old Javon Evans and Jackson Drake in a wrestling match. Again, something that just popped up when I opened up Twitter on my feed, and yeah, I came across a clip of very baby Javon Evans,
more skinny than he is
and
now,
Jackson Drake in a wrestling match at some. Not even indie. It's just that's a high school house show gym. Javon playing the heel.
Yeah.
Talking out loud, kind of doing some other stuff. But again, amazing to look at these guys. And again, now you're on WWE television.
Under the age of 25.
With titles and, fighting for titles and having, being put in positions to, show off and succeed. So who would have thought these 14-year-olds would be the guys? Like we talk about with, Vanity Project being like, who are these goddamn high schoolers? Yeah. These dudes were actually high schoolers put in the work and looking great. Absolutely. And now you're at, the up-and-comers of a multi-billion-dollar business.
Yeah, Gen Z of WWE. Last champion of the week and news. The Mace I know you like that. Welcome back.
Yeah.
Title to Zoe Serrano.
Yes. Birthday
and
sis.
TNA.
Birthday sis.
Returning
January
from
25th.
injury after a year and change or however long.
Double ACLs, right? Like, it was
that was
terrible.
Heinous.
Terrible knee injury that we saw live.
That was like Paul George in the Olympics.
Ended up getting released by WWE, and it's good to see her back on her, like, no pun intended, back on her feet.
Yeah, absolutely.
And in a major wrestling company.
Taking out my other baby girl.
So shout out to her for being back.
Indy Hartwell. But yeah, that was our champions of the week.
Yeah, it's episode 112.
Yeah, tap in next week on episode 113, where I promise you it will be shorter than this, and we went way longer than we expected.
It's been a minute, but we had a lot to get through. But thank you for tuning in, everybody. Kevin Abreu, other people that enjoyed in, like, comment, subscribe. I promise you, we've said this since 112 episodes that we will be streaming on Twitch. I promise you, next week we will be streaming on Twitch. I will get that set up. But until then, hopefully I win 2 points. We'll catch y'all next week. Peace.
Peace.